Good morning, YouTube. It is time for a reset because believe it or not, we are in June of 2025 already. I have no idea how that happened. I feel like the first 5 months of the year have flown by, and yeah, here we are at June, and I am very much in need of a reset. So first I wanted to start off with just a bit of a reflection of what's happened thus far. I haven't done a reset video, I think since maybe this time last year. I'd have to go back and look, but I've done maybe one or two other reset videos and it was a long time ago. So we are well overdue for a reset video. So I feel like the first 5 months of this year have been not super productive for me. And there's a few reasons for that. So if we look at, say, January, I live in Alberta, it's cold, I'm not riding, the ground is not even ideal for doing much groundwork or even just like hand walking my horse. So we are very, very limited on how much progress we can make in January. It's also very much, it's just the days are short, and I'm definitely someone who might lean towards seasonal affective disorder a bit. I definitely get that. And I find that also in January, I was definitely dreading going into tax season. For those of you who don't know, I am a CPA in a public mid-sized accounting firm. And this year I was very much dreading tax season. I did not want it to come, even though I knew it was inevitable. This is the life I have chosen. But I was dreading it so bad. And then February hit. Once we get to mid-February, I start working overtime and do not have a day off until the end of April. And so as you can imagine, being chained to your desk for 11 plus hours a day, every single day for 2.5 months, you kind of just see the world pass you by. And I'm not gonna lie, it is, okay, 2.5 months, it sounds short enough, but it's a lot. During tax season, I don't spend much time with my horses at all. It basically ends up being me feeding them twice a day, making sure they are healthy, fed, watered. If it happens that this farrier needs to come out, I make time for that. But other than that, I don't spend any time with my horses. They become complete pasture ornaments. They get completely out of shape until May 1st when I'm finally able to start working with them again. On the fitness side of things, there was a year, I want to say it was the 2022 tax season, I opted to not work out at all, and that was a terrible decision. I felt terrible, and since then I have learned that it's very, very important for me, for both my mental and physical health, that I continue to work out during tax season. As we get into the later part of April, my workouts, like the quality and stuff, kind of decreases just because I am so fatigued. So I kind of try to give myself a bit of grace and just do what I can, knowing that even though it's not optimal, it's better than not working out at all. Unfortunately, about the middle of March, I started dealing with a bit of a knee issue. I have no idea what happened. I'm guessing it was a combination of things, but the inside of my left knee started to hurt a lot. And towards the end of April, I did go to physio a couple of times. I did not have time to be going to physio. I had tons of work to do, but I was in so much pain. I actually called a nurse at one point, contemplating whether I should go to emergency or not because my knee hurt that bad. And so from towards the end of March until close to the end of April, so basically a full month, I was not working out my lower body at all just because my knee hurt so bad. And so instead I was just rotating through training various parts of my upper body until my knee was in a better position to be, you know, doing exercises on the lower body again. And that was, again, with the help of a physiotherapist. So that kind of threw a wrench in things as well. And I'm definitely still picking up from that. I'm not lifting nearly the amount of weight that I was like for my squat, deadlift, and hip thrust prior to when I hurt my knee. So that's kind of frustrating, but we are working on it and it is getting better. So once tax season ends, which is April 30th, I get May 1st off, and then I go back to more or less regular hours. I actually booked to have some time off during the month of May, and so I was actually working less than 40 hours a week in the month of May just to recover. I felt like I had such a bad tax season hangover through most of May, and it took probably 3 good weeks before I was starting to feel normal, feel like my ambition to do anything was coming back. Because up to that point, like May 1st, super excited to ride my horses and all that good stuff. But, you know, within a couple days, I had no motivation to ride my horses or even to spend time with them. I didn't want to produce any content here on YouTube because my workouts weren't what they were before. Wasn't really motivated to work out. I was tired. I didn't want to read. I felt restless because I'd been sitting at a desk for so much that I didn't want to lay down, but I feel like I needed rest. Like, it was an absolute mess. And it's only here now in the last couple of weeks that I finally feel like Katrina again. And I feel like I'm excited to work with my horses. I'm excited to make progress with my fitness. I am making content for YouTube and Instagram again, and just feeling like, okay, we are back. It is time to make some progress. And that was kind of the impetus behind doing this reset video. I want to get clear on my goals and start making some progress here in the month of June. So with that said, let's get into my goals for June because I am very excited about them. So back, I want to say it was a year ago, I went through Jordan Peterson's self-authoring program, and it's kind of broken down into 3 different pieces. There's the past authoring side of it, present authoring, and future authoring. I opted to just do the future authoring. I would probably get some value out of doing past and present, but I really wanted to focus on the future. And as part of doing that, I kind of realized that my life, there's like boxes of where my focus is. And so those boxes are athlete, which kind of encompasses health, fitness, well-being, that sort of thing. Equestrian, so that's anything with my horses. Professional, so that's anything with my job, my career. I have content creator, obvious. Wife, which that's, you know, my relationship with my husband and whatnot. I think that's it. Athlete, equestrian. Oh, and one, I didn't really know what to title it. I just called it me. So that's anything kind of taking care of myself, kind of, I don't want to say self-care, but that's basically what it is. And so those are the boxes that I kind of use as a way to frame the goals that I want to set for a given period of time. So let's start with athlete, my fitness. So one of my goals for the month of June, and I can't believe I have to set this as a goal, is to stick with a workout program. I, in the past, have been the queen of being able to stick to a workout program. Way back in the day, I stuck to P90X forever. And just since then, like I've done various programs from Jeff Nippard and Mark Carroll and Brad Schoenfeld. Like I've been very good about like picking a program and sticking to it. And at the start of 2025, I actually had ChatGPT make me a program, and I stuck to that until I hurt my knee. When I hurt my knee, I started kind of doing random YouTube workouts just like upper body workouts, as I said earlier, because I couldn't work out my lower body. And so I was just randomly doing YouTube workouts. Now that I've been back to being able to do lower body stuff, I've been hopping around. I think I started with one program, I can't remember what it was. And then Jeff Nippard came out with a new program recently, so I bought that and started it, and it looks like a good program, but I just wasn't feeling it. And then I changed to his upper lower program that I had previously bought and used. And then after assessing kind of where I want to go with my fitness, I changed again. So as of recording this, I just finished the first week of that program. My goal for the month of June is to stick to it. Stop with the program hopping. I need to just stick with this and make progress, because that is how you make progress with your fitness. There's this myth that you need to confuse your muscles. No. You need to, it's very boring. Stick to the same 4 or 5 workouts. Like for me, I work out 5 days a week. I have a different workout for each day of the week. I'm gonna repeat those workouts for several weeks in a row, gradually doing progressive overload in the form of doing more reps, increasing the weight, all of that. So that is my first goal, is to just stick to the program. My second goal in the athlete or fitness bucket is to remain in a caloric surplus. So my kind of bigger fitness goals involve me putting on a bit more muscle, and in order to do that, I need to be in a caloric surplus, which, if you guys don't know, I do have a background with anorexia. And so it's very hard for me to increase my weight, see my body weight go up, feel my clothes fitting a little bit tighter and everything like that. But I know if I want to build muscle, that is part of the process. And so for the month of June, I want to make sure I'm staying in a surplus. And it's not a huge surplus. It's not like I'm going to be gaining a ton of weight. Like, I would think in the month of June, my goal would be to maybe gain like 2 pounds. So it's very, very slow, but it's something that I have to be really consistent with, again, in order to see myself getting stronger and building some muscle, which I'm very excited at the thought of building muscle, so I'm hoping that that will kind of drive me to be okay with seeing myself get bigger, weigh a bit more, etc. The next bucket of goals is equestrian, so dealing with my horses. I want to get more consistent with Diesel. I wasn't consistent with him in May as much as I could be. One, because again, I wasn't really feeling it. I was exhausted from tax season. And two, there was probably a good 2 weeks where it was pouring here. We got so much rain, and then my arena was completely underwater. The corrals, everything was just a mess. It's looking like, at least for the next week to 10 days, it's going to be on the warmer side, not a whole lot of moisture, so we should be able to be fairly consistent over the next little while. And with that, I want to ride as much as possible. When I'm not feeling motivated around my horses, I tend to opt for groundwork. I need to get my butt in the saddle. So yeah, one of the big goals is to be consistent with Diesel. I would say weather permitting, I want to ride 4 days a week and then do groundwork 2 days a week, and then either give him the 7th day off or just go for some sort of hand walk. That would be ideal. And kind of the second goal, which is kind of related to that, is just getting me and Diesel in better riding shape. He's out of shape because, like I said, he had basically the winter off, and then tax season, I didn't do anything with him. He's out of shape. He's young. His fitness will come back extremely fast, but he is out of shape. He needs to build some muscle, needs to improve his cardiovascular health, all those good things. For myself, I'm also out of shape. I might be in shape in terms of what I do for my daily training in my home gym, but as far as riding shape, I'm out of shape. I think it was like the second day of May. So I hadn't rode in a long time. And that morning I was like, my butt's sore. Why is my butt sore? I didn't do anything for my glutes. Why is my butt sore? I was like, oh, I'm literally that untrained when it comes to riding that my butt got sore from riding. Like, I felt so embarrassed. I was like, oh, we need to fix this. So with being consistent with Diesel, that will come, just being out there, putting in the time, we will get in better shape. So it's kind of just, this goal will kind of come as a result of the first goal that I have with me in Diesel. The next bucket is content creator. I want to be successful here online. That's why, in part, why I put so much effort into it. So my goal, I haven't been on Instagram basically at all in the month of May. My goal is to get back onto Instagram. Back last fall, I set a challenge for myself to do a reel every single day. And I think I had a streak of like 250 days where I posted a reel every single day, which involved that was all through tax season. I managed to do that in like January and February, stockpiling enough reels to get me through tax season. But since I think May 2nd, I haven't posted a reel. So my goal for June is to post a reel on Instagram every other day. So like June 1st, June 3rd, June 5th, etc. And then here on YouTube, I want to post weekly videos. I feel like, I don't know if I missed a week. I definitely missed, I was usually posting on Mondays or Wednesdays, and now I've bumped it to Saturdays. But I want to stick with Saturdays and post a long form video here on YouTube every single week in the month of June. If you guys have any ideas of things you want to see in those videos, drop them down in the comments. I would love any ideas, because that is a big hurdle in filming videos, is what in the heck am I going to film? What do you guys want to see? So please, by all means, let me know what you want me to film. The next bucket of goals is professional. So as I said, I am a CPA, and doing a reset for the beginning of June is actually perfect because the firm that I work at, our fiscal year end is May 31st. So that means June 1st, my timesheet and everything starts at 0. We're gonna have year-end reviews for the past review here sometime in the middle of June. We're gonna set a bunch of new goals for the coming fiscal year and all that good stuff. It's kind of like it is a new year at my job. So that's kind of exciting. I am a manager at the firm that I work at, and I would say it's been one of the most challenging things in my career thus far to be a good manager. I have excelled up to this point in my life in terms of I was an A+ student all the way through school. I was very studious, learned quickly, good at math, all those things. Got through university quickly. I got through the CPA program, and as a preparer in an accounting firm, I was very efficient, got things done, didn't need to be managed a whole lot, was mindful of deadlines, caught on to things quickly, all the things, right? When you become a manager, it becomes a lot different. Yes, my requirement of my technical knowledge and abilities is important because now I'm training more inexperienced people and reviewing their work. But there's also the leadership and managing people side of things, which I have found extremely difficult. I am very much a person who just wants to have my work, have a steady flow of work, so I'm never wondering what to do, get that work done, be in my own space all day, just maybe listening to a podcast in the background, get my work done, and go home. When you're a manager, you can't do that. You have people who are depending on you, people that you need to be mindful of, watching what they're doing, making sure things are going smoothly, make sure that they're minding their deadlines. That has been incredibly challenging for me. I would say in the past year, I have come a long way with that, but I still have a long way to go. So my goals with this bucket are kind of just to start the new year strong. And one of the ways I think I'm going to do that is kind of just ask like a ChatGPT or Gemini, if I was a manager in an accounting firm, what things should I be doing daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and kind of see what AI says, and if there's any like things that are obviously like that's not something that I considered doing before, so things like that, just kind of because I still feel like I don't think like a manager. I think like I'm just a preparer, right? And I have a boss who tells me what to do. I need to take a lot more, what's the word? Just be more proactive, I suppose, and be more proactive for other people, which is challenging. And following through with that, we set goals every year at the beginning of the year. So I want to be very intentional this year about setting goals that help me to progress in my career and to become a better manager. I do have a bit of urgency with all of this. The one partner in the office is planning to retire within the next 3 years, and ideally I would be taking on a lot of his clients, potentially getting promoted to a senior manager position, which involves a lot more responsibility and expectations. And when it comes to him retiring in 3 years, I want to be in a spot where they're comfortable giving me that responsibility, which I know is going to take a lot of work. So something I'm going to just have to work really hard and push myself. And I think it'll be worth it. It's very stressful. Working in public accounting is very stressful. The next category is wife. I don't know if my husband, I honestly don't know if my husband watches my YouTube videos. I know he is subscribed to my channel, but I don't know if he actually watches the videos. Hello, Lucas, if you're watching. So for wife, one of the things I wrote down is to make him healthier meals. He kind of jokes that he's like a dog. He will eat what I put in front of him. So it's kind of up to me to make sure the things that are getting put in front of him are healthy options. During tax season, for the most part, he was eating healthy, but there was just some days where it's like, I'm exhausted. I don't know what else to cook. I'm going to stop at the grocery store, and if I happen to be making you Kraft Dinner, so be it. It breaks my heart to be making Kraft Dinner, but whatever. He had hot dogs at times, and I have this thing where I want him to live forever, right? Like, I don't want my husband to ever die. I want the whole like Notebook scene where we just die together in the nursing home, holding hands in the bed. Like, that's what I want. And so in my brain, in order to do that, I need to make sure he's eating as healthy as possible and drinking lots of water. So one of my goals here is to just like sit down and come up with healthy supper options, for one, that are tasty but just healthy, maybe a little bit different, maybe give them like the summer flair with grilling and stuff like that. And we also need to work on his lunches. Right now I'm just packing him like just whole wheat sandwiches with deli meat and cheese, and then just various other things in a bento box. I know deli meat isn't the best for him, so I would like to get away from that. I just don't know what to give him instead. I know some people think it's crazy that I worry this much about my husband's diet and that I make his lunches every day, but my mom always did it for my dad growing up, so it just kind of seems like that's what you do for your husband. So it's something that I care about. I know it's something that he appreciates, and I just want to do a better job of keeping him nice and healthy so he lives forever, because he needs to live forever. My love language is quality time, and one of the quality time things that I want to do with Lucas in the month of June is play pickleball. 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago, we bought pickleball rackets, and they were expensive. Pickleball rackets are expensive, and we played a bit that year, but last year in 2024 in the summer, we didn't play pickleball at all. I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't think we played at all. So I really want to play pickleball with him this month. And the last goal category that I have, as I said, is kind of like a self-care, kind of just for me, take care of myself a little bit. So at the beginning of 2025, I set a couple of goals related to that. One is to take better care of my hair so that it can grow really, really long. And another one was to develop a better skincare routine. So for my hair, I feel like I've been doing really good. I implemented a lot of different things. I started using a microfiber towel when I'm drying my hair out of the shower. I started using a hair mask once a week. I started using a leave-in conditioner every time I wash my hair. Mostly eliminated using any sort of heat on my hair. And yeah, that's kind of what I've done. And I recently implemented like a hair oil as well. So in the month of June, I've been trying to not get haircuts either. I got a haircut at the end of December. I want to get one here at the end of June. So it's kind of, I'm getting one every 6 months just to clean up my hair. But otherwise, I don't want to cut it. I just want it to get long. And I'm hoping with the care that I'm giving to it, my ends will be able to handle going that long. So yeah, I feel like my hair is in better shape. It's probably halfway down my back when it's like down and straight. So I just want to keep, I still have color in it that I'm trying to grow out. It's maybe a little bit less than half of my hair is color treated at this point. It was very light blonde, which fried my hair. So I'm just trying to grow that out. So it's just my natural, healthy, strong hair. Then on the skincare side of things, I have acne prone skin. I am 33 years old. Yes, I'm 33, right? Yes. And I still have acne basically all the time. It's hormonally related, I'm pretty sure. But I also am convinced that I'm not quite taking as good care of my skin as I could be. I did try a bunch of new products at the start of the year. Most of those products are almost empty now. So I kind of want to assess what I think has helped improve my skin, what hasn't really made a difference, and then maybe invest in a few new things just to keep experimenting, see what works for my skin, see what doesn't, see what makes a difference, and all that good stuff. Because yeah, I don't know, it's my face. I want it to look nice. And that's kind of it for my goals for the month of June. I feel like it's nothing super ambitious. I mean, my work goals are ambitious, and I feel like the whole riding thing, it's gonna force me to get my butt in the saddle for sure. But I'm really excited for the month of June. Looks like we're gonna have some nice weather, so that's very, very exciting. So that's kind of my reset for the month of June, to start off June on a good note. As I said, if there's any videos, like I said, I'm going to be posting at least once a week here, a long form video. If there's anything you want to see, please let me know, and be sure to follow me everywhere at Strong in the Saddle. If you're not already, please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I have a podcast also called Strong in the Saddle, which episodes come out every Monday over there. It's kind of like an equestrian wellness podcast, so be sure to check that out. And until next time, remember, it's always a good day to ride.